Alrighty, I'm going to install an outlet on a bare stud. The wire is coming up through the cellar floor and it's ready to be hooked up. Here in the country I was born in, we use a 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. The black is live, the white is neutral, the bare or the green is the ground, and also red and blue are also live colors. So I'll show you how to mount this box and install a new outlet on new construction. As you notice, this wire is made here in the country I was born in. That's a nice thing to see. Yeah, wire's coming up from the floor here. So we'll come above our box. We'll drill on the we'll drill our hole in the middle of the stud. And also the staples are made here in the country I was born in. That's a nice thing to see. Alrighty, so the standard for mounting a box is using a hammer handle here on the floor. And you'll see this little nub here. That's your 1/2 inch mark for your sheetrock. So you put it on your stud like that, flush with the top of the hammer. Okay, you'll take your hammer, you'll break the little tab out on the back. Okay, we'll untwist our wire here, get it nice and straight. Okay, we'll get all our debris off of here. Okay, we'll put our wire through our hole here. Bring it down into our box. Bring our jack in about 1/2 inch. So you have to have a staple within like 6 inches of your box, and you want it about like 1.5 inches in from the middle of the wall, or the edge of the stud. Okay, so we'll push this wire down into our floor here, our extra slack here, and we'll put another staple. Starting to bend, and it's going to be, it will only twist if I play with it, so I'm not going to fight with it. I'm just going to leave it loose. It's not going to cause any damage, and the wire is not pinched. If I hit it more, it will bend and kink and crimp the wire, so I'd rather not fight with the staple, because the staple is going to win and you'll end up with damaging the wire. Okay, so next we will hook our device up, And here in the country I was born in, our black wire is live. Our ground wire is bare and it goes on the green screw. We closed our 2 screws that we're not going to be using, so these screws aren't floating around. So first we'll hook up our ground wire. We'll loop it the direction that the screw turns. We'll close it the direction our screw turns. Make sure it's tight. We'll use our wire strippers. We'll match the size of the wire we're using. We're using number 14. And we will strip it just long enough. Make sure we're in the size hole that we need to be in. I'll hold it up here to make sure it's long enough to get under that pressure plate, and it is. So I put it in our back like that. White goes on the silver screw because it's the neutral. And see, it has a wider slot here. Now we'll turn it over here and we'll put our black on the brass colored terminal. Strip what we need to get it under our pressure plate. Hold it up, it's going to be long enough. So I will put it in the hole in the back here. Make sure it's down in far enough here. You have to clip a little off of that because it's a slight bit long, not a whole lot. And brass is our live colored screw. Make sure it's nice and tight. And our brass one is the narrower slot, and our neutral is the wider slot. And this U shape is our ground. So I'll make sure this ground wire stays down, and I'll put it into the box here. So that is how to mount and install and wire a receptacle here in the country I was born in on a total renovation project. Peace. Thanks for watching.